Ladies and gentlemen, I have a phenomenal leg workout for you. That's right, leg workout. It's quick, it's simple, it's effective, but it is extremely difficult. The entire workout takes 5 rounds. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. We're going to go over every exercise quickly. It is a giant sit. There are some surprises. Stick around to the end to make sure that you don't miss the last 2 supplemental exercises, and they are burners. For the first exercise, you're going to need kettlebells, 1 set of kettlebells or a set of dumbbells if you want to substitute. You'll need an elevated surface or blocks for the second exercise. You'll need a barbell and weights for the third exercise, or you can substitute with a kettlebell or a single dumbbell. For the fourth exercise, you'll need a wall, and for the fifth exercise, you will need a slightly elevated surface. This exercise sequence does not take up a lot of space. Hopefully you can get this done in the gym. You'll certainly be able to get it done at home. If you're traveling, if you do have a gym, you'll be able to get it done there if they have the right equipment. Without further ado, let's get into the studio. I am wearing Barbell Apparel clothing, my shirt and my shorts, the Sklar X version, Havoc t-shirt, and of course, you can check these bad boys out. They help the legs show all the definition. Let's get inside and go. Come on. The first exercise is the single leg kettlebell RDL, and RDL stands for Romanian deadlift. For your reference, I've got 70-pound kettlebells, and again, if you remember earlier, you can substitute with dumbbells if you want. The main targets for this workout: hamstrings, glutes, calves, upper back, lower back, and of course, your abs. We start the workout with 8 reps of the single leg RDL. The most important part of this exercise is making sure that your back leg moves with your spine. You don't want them disjointed. You also don't want movement in the thoracic spine. You want to make sure that you keep your shoulders retracted, your posted leg grips with the toes and the heel, almost suction cupping to the floor. And then you drive all of the weight into the hamstring and glute of that posted leg. Again, the shoulders are retracted. That way you get work in the upper back as well. You'll make sure that your core is tight throughout the entire exercise. You'll then switch legs. We want to get 8 reps on the other leg as well to make sure that we are evenly balanced. Same thing, we plant the foot, the posted leg. All of the weight is driven into the hamstring and glute. With the abs or core tight, that will ensure that you put all of the tension into your upper back instead of your lower back. And keep in mind, the lower back does work the entire exercise as well. Now, one of the hardest things to do with this exercise is to maintain balance. You may have one leg that you balance better on, and most likely you'll go to that leg first. Do your best to maintain your balance throughout the entire exercise. The next exercise is the single leg deficit squat. And for this one, we are going to use our elevated surface. I'm using 2 step platforms, total height 16 inches. The key here is to maintain tension on the posted leg, which is the leg that's on top of the platform. So you're going to drive all of your weight into your quad and your glute. Those are the 2 primary targets for this exercise. It's a great exercise for strengthening the knee and for improving quad strength. The opposite leg stays stiff. You tap your heel to the floor like you're touching hot coals, and you don't want to burn your heel. You'll notice that I'm taking a slight hinge at the waist. You don't want to be perfectly upright from the waist to the top of your head. That hinge is important in driving all of the weight into the quads and glutes. We're then going to take 8 reps on the other leg. So you'll notice there's a trend in this workout, 8 reps per exercise. We want to do the same exact thing. Again, the target, the quadriceps and the glutes on the posted leg on top of the platform. Opposite leg stays stiff, heel taps to the floor. You'll notice my body moves at the exact same time. So there's a lot of synergy here. Everything is coordinated and put together. Balance is a gigantic component of this exercise, so make sure you pick a focal point that's slightly in front of you and tune out all distractions. By this point, your heart rate should be elevated, so we are getting a metabolic response. We're going to get our platforms out of the way. I've already got 225 pounds loaded on the barbell. You want to pick a weight that you think you can handle for 8 reps, keeping in mind that you will be extremely fatigued. So we're now going to take 8 reps on the barbell squat. Again, pay attention to your fatigue level, especially in the lower back. My goal here is to try to get my legs approximately to parallel. It's going to vary for everyone depending on your flexibility and your range of motion at the hips, knees, and ankles. So for me, this is the best position to get the best possible contraction for the results that I'm looking for. The great thing is at this point, you will be pre-exhausted. So all of your muscles, hamstrings, glutes, quads, calves, upper body, core, everything will be firing, and you will be extremely aware of every single muscle fiber that's contracting during this exercise. Once you rack your weight, it's time for our 4th exercise, the wall sit. Now I have room in my studio, so I'm going to be walking over to the wall where I'm going to perform my 60-second wall sit. If you are pressed for space and you're at a gym, you can do your wall sit right next to your squat rack. It's ideal to have a wall that is relatively strong. That way you don't have any issues and you can apply force not only to the floor, but to the wall as well. The key with the wall sit is proper setup. You'll notice that as I drop down into position, my knees and my hips are approximately parallel. I have my heels slightly behind my knees. I'm gripping the floor with my feet, so I've got the balls of my feet, my heels, I'm suction cupping them to the floor. And I'm pressing gently against the wall. You'll see that I'm out of breath. You can see my chest rising relatively fast. The burn in the quadriceps is serious. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knees and I am going to abduct them. That means take them out to the side, and then adduct them. That means bring them close to the center. So we're working the abductors and the adductors. So the outside part of the hip and the inside part of the leg from the knees all the way to the pelvis. This is a great way to get through your wall sit, and it's also a way to strengthen up muscles that you otherwise wouldn't work during a wall sit. Now the primary focus of the wall sit is the quadriceps. We have 10 seconds to go. This is where the burn gets the greatest. You're going to hang in there for 3, 2, 1, release, and feel the burn. Now, if your legs weren't burning enough, we only have one more exercise to finish off this entire sequence. This is the 5th and final exercise. And of course, this is for you guys and girls who need work on your calves. And at this point, the calves will be fatigued. All we're going to do is we're going to take a bench or any elevated surface, drop the heels to the floor, and we're going to perform 15 stiff leg calf raises. That means that the knee is not bent. And you'll see this works the gastroc or the gastrocnemius. This is the outside portion of the calf. Now I'm squeezing extra tight as I get to the top of the exercise. I tell everyone who does this, pretend like you're looking over a brick wall and you want to see what's on the other side. This will maximize your contraction. You can also dorsiflex the foot at the bottom of the exercise. That means I'm flexing my shins, and that will give me more tension all the way through the calves. Now we're going to move on to 15 reps of a bent knee calf raise. This works the soleus. This is the portion of the calf that's underneath the gastrocnemius. This is important for building and filling out your calves. So if you notice, my entire body is moving up at the same time while maintaining a bent knee. All I'm doing is lifting my heels as high as I can, driving my big toe and the ball of my foot into the bench and the step, and getting the most contraction that I possibly can out of this exercise. So you're lifting your body with your calves. You want to use as little pressure with your hands as possible to maximize the contraction exactly where you need it. If you made it this far, congratulations, you have completed 1 round. Absolutely brutal, and that was only 2 rounds. If you're a beginner, 1 to 2 rounds should be good. If you're intermediate, 3 rounds will definitely work. And if you are advanced, like me, you'll try to take 5 rounds. Give yourself a full rest in between, 2 to 3 full minutes to recover. That way you have enough energy to get the remaining reps. You get more work done, more muscle built. If you enjoyed this workout as much as I did, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I'll see y'all the next time. Hopefully, my eyes will open up since all the blood is in my legs. Let's go. 3 more rounds. Time to go.